Welcome back to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going to be talking about the 7 R's in low waste living. Basically what that means is doing everything we can to avoid actual waste being sent to a landfill or ending up in the environment. The first thing on the list and the top of the triangle, I've talked about it a lot, is rethink. Be mindful of your consumption, your relationship with things, and your relationship with the environment. The next thing is refuse. Refuse what you don't need. Say no to single-use items such as plastic bags, straws, utensils, packaging, anything that is unnecessary. Just say no, and you don't have to feel bad about it. I know I felt super weird the first time I asked for no straw, but truthfully they're unnecessary and people will understand. When shopping, try to buy things with the least amount of packaging and try to refuse single-use plastic bags when you can. The next thing is reduce. Reduce what you need. Ask yourself, do you really need that? And take time to think about it. Sometimes it's just something fun that I got an itch to want to purchase and I don't actually need it, or possibly I can either buy it secondhand or make it at home. Next is reuse. Reuse anything that can be and find creative ways to reuse them. DIYs? DIYs. This also means starting to use reusables instead of disposables. An example would be, instead of buying disposable razors, buying a reusable one that will last you a lifetime. And that also goes for regrowing. So regrowing the food that you buy from the grocery store, taking that head of the lettuce, putting in some water, and then having lettuce from that one purchase for days and days and days. The next thing is recycle. If you cannot diffuse, reduce, or reuse, then recycle. Recycling is not the answer and is not a perfect solution. Only about 9% of materials that are recycled actually end up being processed, and the rest ends up in landfills. Recyclables are considered to be goods that can be sold. Materials like boxes and bottles can be broken down and sold back to manufacturers. However, certain materials can only be processed in certain facilities. Look at the packages and make educated decisions before purchasing. If your community doesn't recycle glass, repurpose the jar, maybe buy that product in a plastic container that can be recycled, try making that product at home, or just don't buy it and find a different solution. Just because that item can be recycled doesn't mean that that's the best way to go. I just need everyone to understand that it's not the answer, because we can't guarantee, like I said, 9% gets actually recycled. We're not doing it properly, our efforts are kind of mute. If you don't have a completely waste-free, package-free facility or option for the item that you're buying, look into that material and make sure that you can either reuse it properly or recycle it properly. Sorry. Okay, so next is rehome or regift. Anything that you don't want anymore, don't have a use for, but is still in really good condition. Consider a friend or family member that may need that item or could use it instead of yourself, or donating it to charity or secondhand store. I like to go through my clothes every couple months, as well as our kitchen utensils and gadgets, just to see what we're actually using and if it's in good condition and we haven't touched it in a long time and don't have a use for it anymore, and talking to people close to you or just dropping it off at your nearest donation box thing. Next we have repair. So fix or upgrade the objects that you have before disposing of them or getting something new or used. Giving something a life before you throw it away. And lastly we have rot. So that basically means compost. When we compost items, we take those food items out of the garbage, it has a chance to break down and become compost, soil, golden greatness. When it goes into a plastic garbage bag and goes to the landfill, it does not have the resources, the air, the sunshine, everything to break it down properly. And so when you choose to compost, you have magic. Stay tuned, I want to do a full video on compost because it's a question I get a lot and I think it's really important and super simple. Something that really helped us was doing a waste audit, which means legitimately looking in your garbage and looking at the things that you put in there and seeing, could I have composted that? Could I have recycled that? Could I have reused that? Or those things that are in there, do I really need to buy it in that way, in this packaging? It really helps you, just like picking up other people's trash, puts in perspective what kind of waste we are creating. Hopefully there was something new in there for you, or something that you haven't really thought of. Some of these things definitely take time, but once you get in the habit of doing these things, one, you're gonna save money by just buying less. Overall, you probably will reduce the amount of waste that goes into your garbage and ends up in a landfill. Anyway guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be kind to the earth, be kind to each other, and stay safe. Bye!